Hello and welcome to Daily Red Video. If you're confused to choose between the just released iPhone SE second generation, or we can call it as iPhone SE 2, and the iPhone XR, then this video will help you to understand and to get a better idea about which one is a worthy buy, a value for money purchase, and you can use it happily for the next 2 to 3 years without any problem. So the thing is, I like to go for the bottom to top approach in this comparison chart. I'm not going to compare everything. I'm just going to compare selectively few things that will help you to decide and stands as an important factors between these two models. So the just released iPhone SE 2 is literally an iPhone XR inside, and in the exterior it is using the iPhone 7 or the iPhone 8 body. And the reason I have iPhone XS at the side, for just a minor comparison is, country like mine, like in India, that iPhone XS is still available. If it is not available in your country, then no problem, you can skip it. If you have only these two options, then I'll be talking more about only these two. Let's dive into the comparison. So for the bottom to top approach, I like to pick the battery, which is the very important thing that people nowadays look for, and the main reason that they actually go for the iPhone with a bigger battery is to get the entire day without any problem, without the need for searching for a cable or an adapter. iPhone SE 2 gives you up to 13 hours, which is same as the iPhone 8. It has the battery capacity of, as per the China Telecom website, 1812 milliamps battery capacity, where the iPhone XR has 2942 milliamps battery. It is very close to 3000 milliamps battery capacity in total. So both has wireless charging feature and both has fast charging feature, where you can use the 12 watt and 18 watt adapters to fast charge it, and it will reach from 0 to 50% within 30 minutes of time when you use the 18 watt adapter. Of course, you have to buy it separately. In the box, you will get 5 watt adapter for both the models, and I personally recommend the 12 watt adapter, which is an iPad adapter we normally call it as. So you can buy it separately from Amazon or from the Apple service centers or Apple showrooms, and it will be a perfect companion for your iPhone to fast charge it without damaging your battery. Every time you want to charge it faster, you can use the 10 or 12 watt adapter. So the video playback hours that they promise is 8 hours and the audio playback is 40 hours, where in iPhone XR it gets you the 65 hours of audio playback, and for the video playback it's 16 hours. So overall, when you use it normally with the latest iOS versions that many YouTubers have tested, and the results while comparing this battery capacity equivalent to the iPhone 8 and iPhone XR, the iPhone XR is the clear winner. You get 11 to 12 hours of a casual usage with some applications like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp, and all your everyday applications, and you will get through your day. Even though if you go for above moderate usage, iPhone XR will stand firm and it will not make you to search for the charger. And on the other hand, the iPhone 8 and the equivalent battery capacity iPhone SE 2 is not going to make you search for the charger unless your usage is moderate and average or below average. So when you think about the battery, you need to think about your everyday usage, like how long you will be using your mobile phone, your current usage. Just take it into consideration. Think about it for a minute, that how many times you actually need to search for the charger by around 3 o'clock or 4 p.m. So that can help you decide whether you need the bigger battery or not. So if you need the bigger battery performance, all of a sudden you will be using your iPhone for a long time, and some days it won't be that important and charging the iPhone is not a problem, then you can always go for the iPhone SE second generation, mainly for its compactness and for its A13 Bionic processor. Otherwise, it is strongly recommended to consider the iPhone XR, which has the A12 Bionic processor, which we'll be seeing a little later. Alright, and the next important point that you should be deciding is the authentication system. So the iPhone SE 2, as it follows the iPhone 8 pattern, it has the Touch ID second generation Touch ID. So the fingerprint sensor is perfect, there is no doubt about that, and most of us today are wearing masks, and you have to decide whether the Touch ID is suitable to you or the Face ID system. Face ID is amazing. It is so convenient. You don't have to press a button or anything. It is a full edge-to-edge display, and you just have to look at it when it is actually unlocking, and you can simply swipe up from the bottom and your phone will give you the home screen. So that's super fast. At the same time, the Touch ID is, of course, it's faster. Some people, are not a big fan of Touch ID, so they do like Face ID. And in situations like these days, when you're wearing mask, there are few workarounds, but I personally recommend you to disable the Face ID and use just the passcode only feature if you're going out for a long day working and you cannot keep on removing the mask to unlock your iPhone. So in that sort of scenario, that is of course a possible inconvenience, but it is up to you to decide whether the Touch ID is your favorite or Face ID in current scenario, and which will fit for your everyday work and everyday usage. So, and the next thing is the camera. Both are literally the same, except the Face ID system provides some extra features where it gives you the extended dynamic range for video, especially for recording, and for the FaceTime video calls. It'll be a little bit crisp, the quality will be improved because of the Face ID system. Other than that, both are the same front cameras. And the next one is the rear cameras. For video recording, both have the exact same specification. And with iPhone SE second generation, there is one software tweak where you can quick take video. You can use that feature to quickly navigate between the video and photo mode. And when it comes to photograph, both are same. Both have the 1.8 aperture lens, the wide angle lens, and you can shoot pictures, and the optical image stabilization is there. Everything is same. The camera is not a big difference, when you compare it with the iPhone XR and iPhone SE 2. The next one is processor. Of course, that the A13 Bionic chipset is really a killer feature to, which puts most of us in a confused state, to decide between these two. So A13 Bionic chip and A12 Bionic chip, and this has the third generation of neural engine and second generation of neural engine. So the important decision that you have to make is when it comes to technical performance on the charts and on the usage as well, like there'll not be huge difference between these two. The A12 and A13 has minor difference. Of course, the cores are extra in A13 Bionic chip. It is available in the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max and the iPhone 11, of course. It is huge, but the important factor is you will not notice huge performance difference with your everyday's app usage. The Facebook app, the Instagram, WhatsApp, your phone calls and your messages, everything is going to be giving the same experience. Maybe with the games, you will see some, the rendering times and the opening times, it will show some very minor, like 1 second or 1.5 seconds difference. That won't be noticeable as far as I believe. And the A12 Bionic chip is still a rock star, and you have to decide, based on other features other than the processor. You have to choose your requirements based on other features that we are seeing right now. And both has splash, water and dust resistant with the same IP67 ratings. And the another important thing that I personally consider is that the weight really matters a lot. So if you're holding your phone for a long time, then it is good to choose the iPhone with lesser weight. But it is of course up to you. If the weight is not a problem to you, then you can always go for a little bigger one. That is a difference of 50 grams weight. It is not going to be making a huge difference. The iPhone XR comes at 194 grams and the iPhone SE 2 comes at 148 grams. So decide based on that, and I'm pretty sure that the iPhone 8 is really lightweight. After I've been using the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the iPhone 11 Pro, and it was really heavy for me. So for long time usage, it is not that convenient. But when I pick up my friend's iPhone 8, it feels super light. So it feels like just I'm holding like 4 or 5 papers together. So it's kind of amazing to feel, but the screen real estate is what I really miss when I use the iPhone 8. It feels so tiny after using these 11 Pro and Pro Max models. And the next thing is, the very important thing is the display. The iPhone XR has 6.1-inch display and the iPhone SE 2 has 4.7-inch display. This is one major and important factor that you must decide. The iPhone XR is in every way has a superior display. There is no doubt about that. Compared to the regular Retina screen available in iPhone 8, iPhone XR has the Liquid Retina display with extra screen real estate and screen resolution. So it is amazing to, for viewing pictures, for taking videos. The viewfinder is really big, and for watching videos and playing games, everything works wonderful on iPhone XR. The iPhone SE 2, on the other hand, it is the same 4.7-inch display. It definitely goes outdated, makes you feel outdated within a year usage or before that even. It is possible for many people to feel little bit outdated when everyone around us have a full edge-to-edge display smartphones, especially even with Android. Most of them have gone, full edge-to-edge display. So you have to decide based on these factors whether you're okay with the display size, the 4.7-inch display size, and you're convenient to type on that particular display. Then you can always pick the iPhone SE 2. And the iPhone XR, the future-proof design, which is the edge-to-edge display, I personally prefer, and I recommend the iPhone XR display. So that is all. We have seen all the important features that these iPhone SE second generation and iPhone XR offers. And if you're from India, like me, and you have an option to choose iPhone XS, do consider that if your budget allows. Like if you have the 50,000 rupees plus, like it comes around 55,000 rupees in Amazon and Flipkart. It is not available in Apple stores, I believe, but you can still pick this one up from local retailers and online retailers. So if possible, if your budget allows, do consider that. For people watching this video from other countries, and if you are confused between these two, take a paper and pen and write down what you actually need to use for another 2 to 3 years. Simply compare these points that I have highlighted today. Make this entire selection process, final decision making process a lot easier simply by deciding what you actually need. Either the full edge-to-edge display or the 4.7-inch display is sufficient for you. So it is important to figure out what you require so that this entire confusion can go away and you will be able to purchase an iPhone and you can use it happily for the upcoming years. So that is the secret here. So I personally recommend iPhone XR to be the future-proof purchase, and only if you need the compact design and lightweight design of the iPhone SE 2, you may consider that. And as a bonus, you will be getting the A13 Bionic chipset, which will bring you another 1 year extra iOS software update, compared to the A12 Bionic processor. So there are advantages, and of course, Apple always puts us in such a confused state, with each of their product releases, and it is important for us to decide what we actually need, what we actually require. So based on that, the entire selection process will be easier. So I hope you have found this video useful and it helped you to decide which one you actually want. Thanks for watching, and if you find this video useful, don't forget to share it with your friends at Twitter and Facebook, and do give a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you want more Apple related tips, tricks and tutorials. Have a wonderful day.